Hey everybody, this is the December Toyman pickup video. Um, it was a pretty decent show, incredible, huge amount of tables and people and everything. Didn't seem to be quite as crowded as it normally is in December, but there was snow and it was bitter cold, so it may have, kind of scared some people away. We had a table. It was mostly a friend who decided he was kind of getting into it and wanted to try and sell stuff. So we were there mostly supporting him. We sold a few things, but it was mostly his thing this time. So it did free us up a little bit to get to actually shop and actually have fun at Toyman, which was nice because I don't know, almost every show this year that we made it to, we had a table we were selling, we were trying to film, and it was kind of killing the fun of Toyman because we didn't really get to do as much running around. So this was a nice show because we kind of didn't have to be as attentive to the table, I guess. But we did talk about it too because we do like going around and actually filming Toyman and showing you what's going on. So I think in January we're not reserving a table, we're not going to be selling, we're strictly going to show up to film, have fun, and shop. So I would expect we should be able to do a much bigger Toyman video. Hopefully start talking to some dealers and kind of, let you know what the people are like at Toyman. Let's see now. Also, if you follow us on Facebook or Twitter, you probably had little snippets that we have a big announcement this week. We're planning for today. There's a video that goes into more detail on that, but basically, me and the wife got tired of everybody talking about being up on the West Coast and going to the Portland Gaming Expo, and didn't really have anything local that we could find. With all the local conventions, nothing covers gaming. So we launched a Kickstarter that's live as I'm recording this, to try and start a retro gaming expo in the St. Louis area. We're shooting for September of 2014. Excuse me. So I'll put a link in the video description. Definitely check it out, spread the word, tell all your friends. Hopefully that'll take off and get funded, and we can have even more fun goodness to go to next year. So now I'll go ahead and I'll get to the actual stuff we picked up at Toyman. It was kind of an odd collection. Excuse me. But, we had limited funds. It's Christmas. Work's been stupid. So, we just didn't have our normal amount to get to spend while we're up there. So I'm just going to kind of go over some of the highlights for you. Devall from toyworldorder was there. We got to hang out with him a little bit. And we gave him a few things we found that, you don't see very often. But we found them fairly cheap. So we gave those to him and got to talk to him a little bit. If you haven't checked out toyworldorder, he's really cool. A lot of fun videos and stuff going on there. Let's see. So the first thing I found was actually at my friend's table. I didn't know he had this, but as soon as I saw it, I pretty much snatched it up. And they are from Thunderbirds. And these are all die cast. These are Matchbox Thunderbirds toys. Looks like, I think 1982 on here. So I've got Thunderbird 1, Thunderbird 3, although the nose cone is pretty scratched up and lost some paint there, and then Thunderbird 2, which is huge compared to the other ones, so I guess they're to scale. It's got these plastic landing gear up here that do actually fold up. It's got a button here. You push that and you get this little docking bay. It pops open and inside is a fully die-cast Thunderbird 4. which I thought was pretty cool. I have to admit, I'm not a huge fan of Thunderbirds, like watch the show all the time and stuff like that. But for some reason, Thunderbird 2 is just a really freaking cool design for a carrier, and I've got the big electronic version from like that movie that came out 5 or 8 years ago or whatever it was with Bill Paxton and stuff. And I've got like some of the smaller ones of Thunderbird 2 from that, and I just really like the design of it. So I pretty much bought this mostly just for this, because I think it's awesome. It's got wheels to roll on, or it can extend the landing gear down if it's like lowering down the cargo pod. So I just think it's very cool. So that was honestly just about the only toy pickup. It's kind of sad this show. We found some other stuff we really liked, and it just was kind of expensive, so it ate up our budget for toys. The only other toy I got is because I've kind of been enjoying, because I have a ton of Transformers. And that's mostly the only thing I collect anymore, but I am getting into GoBots. So I did find Fightor for $1. So I thought that was pretty cool, so I picked him up. He's in pretty decent shape. His arms are loose, but otherwise not too shabby. But yeah, that's kind of where I feel like I'm focusing right now, is GoBots and MicroMasters. I don't know why. I guess they just kind of interesting. It's kind of, I got one of the Transformers like collector books, that talks about them through the years, and I somehow missed out on that tail end of G1 for some reason. Like, I did not know there was a Pretender combiner, and I did not know there were MicroMaster combiners, although I think those came around like a little later on than G1. But a lot of the G1 playsets and stuff for MicroMasters just look really cool, and I kind of missed out on them. So I think that's kind of what I'm going to try and focus on a little bit, see if I can find them. But that's actually all the toys we actually got there, because like I said, the next few things were kind of taking up some of our stuff. The wife picked up Alice for the PC, which I think it's a slightly older game, and she technically has a Mac, but she has software so she can emulate stuff, so I assume she should be able to run this. We'll see. If not, we've got PC, so it works out. I took a chance. This was kind of my big purchase. I took a chance. There was a guy there, and like I've said before, you have no idea what you're going to find at a Toyman. It's a toy show. Granted, you should find toys, but there's a lot of video game stuff. Sometimes you find vintage computers, artist autograph and stuff, comic book artists. I mean, guys selling movies and all sorts of stuff. You just don't know what you're going to find. So there was a guy there who had a stack of laptops, old Macintosh laptops. We're talking G3 iBooks and G4 PowerBooks for the most part. If he had other ones, I didn't catch them early enough in the show to see. But they were $20 a piece. He said they all worked, but he was missing power cords. So it's something I haven't really talked about on the channel, but I really like vintage computers. I've got a Commodore 64. You probably saw it in the Game Room Tour. I bought a couple Macs a while back for like $5 a piece from this like clearance place I've been playing with. I just enjoy vintage computers. So $20. So I got a 12-inch PowerBook G4. I had a PowerBook back in the day, so I decided to take a chance because I feared my power cord would work. It did. Thing works really well. I think the hard drive's a little old. It's getting a little grindy sounding, but it works. It's just always going. So I kind of want to replace the drive at some point. But that thing, when it was new, was probably like $1,800, $1,900. It's loaded. It's got a DVD burner, wireless, all sorts of cool stuff. And it's like 2004 vintage, so I mean it was loaded if you think about 2004. But that was my big purchase. I went ahead and splurged the $20, and it really worked out because it's a nice little machine, so I'm pretty happy. Now the wife made out like a bandit. In fact, I bought this just because as soon as I saw it, I had to immediately buy it because we've been looking for one forever. And then I guess I got lucky because she said I could count as part of Christmas, and it wasn't intended as that, but hey, I'm going to go with it. And that is, I really couldn't believe my wife has been wanting one of these for years, ever since I've known her pretty much, and we have never found one. And so I'm walking through the toy show. I get to go shopping first, and what do I find on a table but a ColecoVision? And that's what he had on there. Complete, works, 2 games, $35. So my wife was ecstatic because she had one of these as a kid. Her parents don't know where it is. We only found one, and it's damaged and doesn't work, and I don't have a soldering iron yet to try and fix it. So stumbling onto this one that's relatively clean and working is great. There is the power brick for a ColecoVision. I mean, it's like huge. Look at that. So it's pretty cool. It came with Pitfall and Donkey Kong. So couldn't complain. It had 2 controllers. Neither one appears to work right. It's like left and right. Like one stick's going to the left, one just sticks in general. So it just looks like some standard screws to take it apart. So I guess I'm going to have to try and get in there and see if I can clean these up. We did get the controller off my Commodore 64 and plugged in that controller, and it worked spectacularly. So that's good. It even came with the box to plug it in, but it's actually a Coleco box, which is kind of cool. Pretty much these old systems, they use the RF. I have that little $5 adapter I've talked about before from Radio Shack. You just screw it into the coax and then plug your RF right into it. So yeah, that's pretty much all we managed to get of this Toyman. But like I said, we kind of were half helping with the table, and we were going to actually use the camera there, but the Kickstarter requires a video, and we got that done, and my wife was editing it at work because she has the free time to do it. And she forgot the camera, so we didn't actually have our actual video camera there, so we didn't film at the show. But that's okay, because like I said, next show the plan is to do nothing but film and actually have fun again at Toyman. So not that dealing isn't fun, it just eats up so much time. It's like you have to rush through the dealer's room to look for stuff, and it just kind of cuts down on everything. So that's our December Toyman pickup video. I hope you liked everything you saw. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe. We'll have links to the Kickstarter down in the notes here and stuff. And let us know what you think. And thanks for watching.